Stay tuned for our next episode of the 406 Garage, featuring YDS's Superman, Derek Menholt. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We're here with Derek Menholt with Menholt Motorsports. Derek, thanks for having us down to your shop.
I appreciate you guys coming down.
Derek's been a huge part of the YDS family for a long time, and we're just going to start off with him telling us a little bit about himself and his race operation.
You know, I started racing an old small tire, small block car back in, Texas before I moved here, and raced a little bit in Anaconda. But we've been racing out in Yellowstone drag strip since it opened. It's been a big part of our family. My kids do it. My dad and my brother's done it in the past. He's actually got out of it, but we campaign usually 2 junior dragsters now, a dragster for myself and 2 for my dad. So it's kind of a full-time operation, just keeping these things going, and long winter getting everything ready. But that's kind of our program, is we run usually 5 cars out there all the time.
So not only do you run at our track locally, you're one of the few racers that we have that actually gets to travel and do a little more of the NHRA circuit. Tell us just a little bit about racing at that level.
We've raced Top Sportsman and NHRA, which we've kind of transitioned into ProMod recently, and that's kind of our end game goal, is to run more ProMod races. But we like traveling. You get to meet a lot of people. We've made some of our great friends outside of Yellowstone and racing, traveling to NHRA events. So it's been a lot of fun for us.
Looking back at the 2018 race season, let's get a little recap on how the season went for you, starting with your Quick 8 and Super Pro car here.
I think we had a successful 2018 season in this car. We had runner-up in the 2018 season for the Quick 8. We did go some rounds, went some rounds in Super Pro, made some finals. So I think it was a great success for first year in this car. And the kids had a good year. Peyton and Caden both ended up tied for points. They ended up same show points, exactly tied. So there's a little bit of competition between those two.
What's it like in the pits having the 2 kids competing against each other? Do they cheer each other on, or do they kind of want to beat the other one or go farther than the other one? Or
they want to beat each other. I mean, that's probably the most intense that the kids get between a round, is when they got to race each other. It gets pretty quiet. They don't do a lot of talking to each other during right before they race. So
you didn't get a whole lot of opportunity to run your Camaro last year, but just give us a quick recap on how the 18 season went with your Camaro.
It was successful in the point of we had our personal best. We went 586 at 251, and we also had a bad moment when we put it in the wall down in Denver at the World Series.
So here we are between the 2 seasons. Obviously you have a pretty large race operation, a lot of maintenance on the cars. Obviously the engine here has gone out of the car. You send them off, get them rebuilt. What goes on for you in the off season with the maintenance of these cars?
It starts from about the time the season's over, and I'm probably going to have everything back together on all 5 cars by the week before the first race. I mean, it's an all winter project. Everything from brakes and axle bearings and stuff we're doing to this car right now. Getting motors, transmissions freshened. We've got a new motor coming for this one. We were right at that bump of the Quick 8 last year. So we've got a little more horsepower coming for this season.
Yeah, it sounds like a Quick 8 class. There's a lot of people that are stepping it up.
Yeah.
So really curious to see, really excited to watch that class unfold this year.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the 2019 season, I'm sure you have a lot of goals, a lot of things you want to do with not only the kids, your Super Pro car, your dad's race program, and your Camaro at an HRA level. What are some of your goals for your guys' race program for the 2019 season?
You know, first and foremost would be to get this car and get it back together and go shoot for a championship in the Quick 8. I mean, it's going to be tough. We're going to have an extremely fast Quick 8 this year. I think that you'll see a 6-second bump at, majority of those Quick 8 races. And that's the reason we've obviously had to change our motor program is to get with, everybody else is moving up. And
yeah, from the track standpoint, when we started the Quick 8 program, we talked about it, and that was always our big dream, was to have a 6-second field. I believe it was you and your dad that made the first pair of side-by-side 6-second passes and eliminations. I believe it was your Camaro against his dragster.
could have been. And that's been a long time ago, it seems like. And every year the cars get quicker. Everybody's moving their program up. And it's crazy to think for local track how fast all these cars have gotten. Just to come out there every Saturday to bracket race. I mean, it's national event level cars at every race. So.
Looking at the Quick 8 class, obviously you want to have a championship there. Looking at your kids, their junior program, what do you think their goals are, your goals together, and then how much longer do they have left in the junior program?
Peyton's got 1 year left. Caden's going to race 2 more years. Peyton's going to race junior next year and also high school. And, they both have a goal of winning a championship. I mean, there's every time they go up there and they're going to race for points this year. I don't think we'll miss any races. They're both want to win, and I know Caden's got 2 years left. He's shooting for it. Peyton's got 1, and that's the way they're heading into the season. We're getting the cars ready right now. We've got them tore apart at my other garage, and we're working on getting them ready for May.
We have 9 race weekends scheduled for the YDS schedule this year. Like I said, hopefully you guys will be able to make all of them, keep cars together. Between the off weekends, you got to put your Camaro, the ProMod race program in there somewhere. Where do you see the 2019 season for your ProMod going?
I think we're gonna. We've got a new one being put together currently at Jerry Bickle Race Cars, and I think that car won't be completed until June sometime. So I think we're going to start in South Georgia at a PDRA race and go test and race that race to get it ready. Pro Lines in Georgia, RK, the guys that put the car together, are right by there. So I think that's going to be our first stop, is to test it at PDRA.
Okay. I know one of the questions that comes up to me a lot is your Camaro has kind of been the face of our track. It's been marketed. Everybody that talks about the racetrack, they've always talked about that orange Camaro. For the fans looking in, will they ever see the Camaro back out at YDS?
That car won't run. I mean, the new car is going to be same colors, same paint scheme. It's going to be a different year, but that car will be out there on a very limited deal. It just costs so much to run that car per round that we'll save it. I am going to turn this one over to Peyton at the end of the season, and she's going to run it in Super Pro when she's done with the juniors. And I'm putting together a door car to run back at YDS, another Camaro.
Sure. So besides your guys' race program that you guys do, you're involved with the track very heavily when it comes to sponsoring and helping us put on events. You know, we have the Pack the Track and Purple weekend, we have the Big Sky Nationals, and the Menholt Classic. You know, give us a little input from your side on helping us put together all those events.
You know, we enjoy doing it. We obviously give away free tickets. They come to the dealerships, pick them up. We like seeing the big crowds out there, and especially at those events. I've had a lot of success and the Labor Day race in the past. A couple years ago in the Camaro, we won the door car Quick 8, and so those have always been fun races for us. You know, we look forward to doing those every year. And the Pack the Track and the Purple is definitely the kids' favorite race.
Yeah, it's definitely fun, the junior power race, and
Yeah.
we have a lot of people that pitch in and, you know, give the kids extra stuff. It's really fun for them.
Yeah, no, they sure enjoy that race. That's definitely on the top of their list. I mean, we couldn't go out of town if we wanted to on that weekend. So,
You guys, you know, you have all 3 dealerships here in town. The Chevy store, the Nissan store, and CarMart. I'm not sure how many tickets you guys give away for people to come out, but it's, I mean, 10,000 tickets probably over the summer.
yeah, we give away a lot. I mean, I don't keep track of that number as far as what we give out, but we do get a lot of people come through, take the tickets.
So not only do you guys have a huge race operation out there every weekend, you guys are also, with Menholt Motorsports, Menholt Auto Group, very heavily involved with sponsoring events, getting people to the track, and bringing in feature cars that put on a heck of a show for the crowd. You guys have 3 weekends out there every year that we do. The very first weekend is the Big Sky Nationals, and that's our first race weekend in July.
You know, that's always been a fun race. You know, it's a 3-day event, I believe, this year again.
Yep.
And so it seems to bring in quite a few cars from out of town. I've had a couple years ago, I had success with my Camaro there. We won a couple races that same weekend. We look forward to that one every year. It's obviously a big money payout for the Quick 8, Quick 16, I think we do.
Yep.
And so it's just a fun race. You know, it's get people from out of town and get a bunch of fast cars there to compete.
Yeah, that event, you know, we started off with just trying something new, and we just try to grow it every single year, get more people involved, bring in different feature cars people haven't seen. You know, definitely, you know, with the Quick 16 on Friday nights. This year, we're doing a stick shift race. We talked about doing the junior parent race where the parents, you know, get crammed in the cars. That was a hit last year, so that was fun.
Yeah, that won't happen for my household, but
I know Caden really wanted someone to drive his car last year in that, so that was cool.
I hope he finds somebody, but it won't be me. I can't shoehorn into that car, so.
I'll have to see if we can convince Tammy to do that.
Yeah.
Is the Menholt Classic, which is, you know, starts off downtown at Burn the Point, where you guys are giving away tickets down there at the stores from Burn the Point on Friday. Then we go out to the track on Saturday.
Yeah, that's that event, just because of the way Billings is. That weekend turns into a car guy weekend, or car gal. They get a ton of people downtown. In return, that when we give away those tickets, we get a lot of people at the track. It's a huge spectator weekend for us. You know, it starts on Friday. It's always, you know, a big group of racers down there, and then Saturday, Sunday off the track, and that's probably our biggest weekend for the dealership. We give away tickets is that weekend.
Our biggest thing from the track standpoint is not only trying to let people know we're out there, but getting people out there. So you guys over the season give out, I mean, it's over 10,000 tickets, I know that, where people can come out on you guys, get them out there. Maybe they can't afford to bring the whole family, or have never experienced it before, don't know a lot about drag racing. So you know, our big goal is to get as many butts in the stands as we can, and, you know, put on a show for those people, so hopefully they want to come back out and experience it again.
Yeah, it is, and we get a lot of people that have never been out to the track before that come in the dealership to get tickets, and they're excited. You know, they take their whole family. Sometimes they give people 8, 10 tickets. You know, they're going to take a couple carloads of people out there, and that's good for us. The racers like racing in front of a crowd too. You know, when the stands are empty, you know, everybody wants to win, but it's a little more fun when the stands are full of people. So we'd like to get as many people out there as we can this year.
I know we obviously appreciate what you guys do and the fans, and, everybody talks about those weekends. So not only does the track, we thank you guys, but I know the fans, other racers and sponsors appreciate it, because we can't keep that place open without the sponsors doing that. So thank you guys very much for that.
No way. No problem.
So a topic you're probably not real excited for me to bring up right now is the ProMod crash last year. Why don't you just give us a little bit about that event and what happened?
That was an event that we had kind of planned the whole year to run that the ProMod in. We had a great start of that event. We were the #1 qualifier leading into round 1. They don't do qualifying; it's the lights off, or the clocks were off. But just knowing after the fact, the 586 was the fastest car going into eliminations. It was a big event for me. My mom's never been to a race. My stepdad's never been to a race, and they came down to Denver. We had a bunch of Billings guys there to support us, and we lined up against Mike Bowman, who we lost to in 2017 at the World Series. We won the race to get in, and had to face him again, which we thought we were ready for him. Had a good race car, and we staged the car, left on him. We were out. The car started to shake, and drove through it. But when it did it broke a rear end housing, and so the car took an immediate left. It went up on 2 wheels into the left side wall. After it ricocheted off the left wall, we didn't have any brakes. Went to the right wall and bounced off that right wall a couple times, and then came to rest about the finish line, right around there. And it was a bad day for us as far as racing, but it's just part of those things that in those cars that run those kind of mile an hour and ET, they do have anything that breaks, it can put it in the wall.
We've talked about the crash. You and I have talked about it a bunch. I know everyone in the world messaged you, was checking on you, stuff like that. The fact that the wreck was that violent and you were able to walk away from it, that says a lot about the safety equipment that we have to have in the cars. We're required to have them.
Everything from the pour-in seat that NHRA mandates and the ISP head pads. I would never drive a fast car without those. When we hit the left wall, it wasn't as bad as ricocheting off the right one. And when we hit that, it jarred me, it jarred my head. In fact, I don't know how the helmet cracked. I've got a crack in the carbon helmet. I don't know if it, from the initial blow or if it was something when they're taking the car off the end of the track. With the NHRA SFI rules, all the other equipment that they make you have in the car, making sure the belts, the bell housings, everything in the car is up to date. Window nets, your fire suit, you're wearing, gloves, window net. It's just a huge part of keeping the racer safe in those cars.
Yeah, we have out of the track, every racetrack, no matter whether it's a small local track or national level, all the cars have to go through a tech inspection before you run them. A lot of the guys out at our track, we'll tech them out on something, won't let them race, or if it's a small item, we'll give them a fix-it ticket. We have to have it repaired for the next time. The safety stuff is there for a reason, and that's what's really important, is that those rules are there to help you save your life if you do crash. Of course, you never go to the racetrack thinking, oh, today's the day I'm going to crash, but like you said, something can break, no matter whether it's a brand new part or a part that's been on the car forever.
We've had crashes at Yellowstone in the past. If you look at some of the crashes that have been there, if they didn't have their safety gear on, it could have been bad for one of them. There could be serious injuries. I think the NHRA tech inspection is there for a reason. That's to keep your chassis up to date, all your safety equipment. It's an important deal to make sure every racer does that. And then looking at NHRA, even being a member of NHRA. When I did get in that crash down there, I went to the emergency room on the following day. I felt like I got run over by a truck, and so I had Tammy take me to the ER. And after that, it was a quick visit. Didn't have any broken bones, but I had bruised ribs, and the turbo come back and hit my left knee, or my foot, and kind of jammed my knee. I turned in that claim to NHRA, being a member, and they paid my portion of what I had to come out of pocket for that. So being an NHRA member is also, there's a lot of benefits to it, but it will pay medical bills if you do get an accident at an NHRA track and everything's, all your stuff's up to date.
Something we definitely would like to encourage everybody to do is, definitely become a member, whether your track's an IHRA or an HRA track. Definitely become a member of that body.
Yeah, it's important. But it was definitely a tough, deal for us to go through, especially as a family. At the starting line, my kids were down there, my mom, my wife, the crew, everybody from Billings. We had a big group of guys down there, and Justin Bond from Shane Molinari's team was first one to run up to my kids and give them a hug and make sure that they were okay. And it was a bad deal in that event. I did get a walk away. We're looking forward to doing, getting back in the car and going that direction again. So
it was really hard, even from watching it on the live stream. I was back here. It was hard. Like you said, your family was there. You have a 5-car operation running at, like you said, those cars are on the edge all the time.
Yeah.
You have your family there with you. What, a little bit about your family side of it. What do they go through to support this? I know they obviously race with you.
Right.
You have a wife that doesn't race, but I know she's there supporting you all the time. She's at every race you're at for the most part.
I couldn't do it without her. I mean, she supports me 100% on the racing. Whether it's going out to Acton every weekend, spending our summer, traveling around, going to other races. She's excited about going. I've tried to talk her into racing. She has no desire to get in a car, but she does. She's always in the starting line. She's part of the program, big part of it. My dad, my kids, they love racing, and that's what it's a great family operation for us. Is we get to spend every weekend together. If we didn't race, we wouldn't. Be able to spend as much time together out there, doing that. So.
After going through a crash like that, pretty violent. You have to replace the car. You have to build a new car. What is it, as the driver, what's your mindset looking at a new car being built, getting back in the driver's seat? I mean, what's going through your mind when you're thinking about, hopping back in a car like that again?
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's one of those things where it's a little unfinished business. I don't know that I'll race ProMod forever, but we're going to building a new car from Jerry Bickle right now, and that car should be done in June. I'm looking forward to getting back in it and letting go of the button. I've raced this car since, but I haven't been in a door car since that accident. So we're definitely looking forward to trying it again.
Yeah, I think what was it? A few weeks after you were back in this car, still had bruises on you. I think.
Yeah, it's hard to get in and out of. But, we're ready. The car's going to be the same thing, Pro Line twin turbo Hemi. The car should run 570s. Pretty easy. Looking at what the testing's been this year for the other guys that have got the same setup. So
nice. So you've been racing out here at YDS for, the entire time it's been built, 16 years now. Running 5 cars, also running at NHRA tracks. I'm sure you have a lot of good memories and top memories, but what are a few of your favorite memories from, racing?
I'd say the first win's always a big one, and we won back in the first, the season or the track first opened in '03. But the kids' first wins when Peyton and Caden both won their first time. My dad's won. Paul, when he raced, we had another car out there. He got his first win. It's pretty cool to see the first wins. Probably my best memory from any of it would be at the World Series of ProMod in 2017. We went down there with not a huge expectation, with a top sportsman car, and ran it in the ProMod class. And we won that to get into the main event show as an invitation only. So that was, it's $10,000 paycheck plus, everybody that was there, Tammy and the kids. And we had Teely was down there, Robert, McNair, Brian Steef, and we had a tough race, and we had to replace rear end twice at the track. Just had just to work for the win, and that was a very memorable one for me. But all the first wins of everybody's, they're always great to see for anybody that's out the track. If they've never won, some people have raced 10 years and haven't won an event, and whenever you see somebody win their first event, it's always a great feeling.
I joke around with you a lot, calling you our local Superman.
Yeah.
One of the things you've talked about was when you travel out of town to these big events, the amount of support and following that you get. I know you say people, message you and call you and Facebook you, and everybody's live streaming. Tell us a little bit about the support you get when you do leave here.
It's pretty amazing. Just from the phone calls, texts, whether it's a national event or testing somewhere. We've been down in Darlington, South Carolina to test, and Florida. And we've kind of been raced different events. We raced Atlanta, and everybody's calling to check up, see how it's going. If I don't post everything right away on Facebook, and we get a lot of people that call and want to know what's going on, how we're qualified, So it's great to have the support that, especially from all the local racers that check on us, I guess, while we're out racing.
Well, we're winding down here to the end. Is there any other things you want to touch base on?
You've been asking me about my racing and my operation. Let's ask you about yours. So last year you got your dragster out just for an event or so, but
yeah,
this year?
We spent actually down here in the shop is where the dragster got put together. There's a lot of guys like yourself and Brian and I think Bob. There's quite a few people that came down and helped me put that together. So that was really cool. In the years past, all growing up racing, all I did was run my dart and sportsman and pro. So I'd never taken off on a button in my life before until that dragster. It's been a learning experience. It's been fun. I only got to run it one day last year. But looking forward to the next 19. I'm going to try to run it as many Sundays as I can. We talk about goals as racers and whatever. I built the car. I've never raced in Super Pro, so I had a pretty simple goal. I want to win one round.
Yeah.
So I actually did get to win one round against Jim Phelps because his car broke. So that was cool. I got my first round win.
Yeah.
Looking forward, I'd like to probably do, win a race.
Right.
Get my first Super Pro race. I've won in high school. I've won in sportsman. I've won in pro. With Aiden and Cody both, I've been able to get wins in the junior program. Not me driving, but I've been a part of that.
Right.
So, I would definitely like to get my first Super Pro win.
Well, as long as I've been racing out there and you've been racing out there, we've never raced each other out there.
We haven't. No, we haven't.
We've this year in Super Pro.
We've talked a lot of smack to each other.
Yeah.
I do recall there was a side bet at one point.
Yeah.
That
I didn't end well.
Gosh, I think I had $1,000 in my hand at the end of that.
You did.
So
that was a quick $500 loss for me.
But that's probably one of my favorite memories with you.
Was it?
Actually.
Oh, good.
But no, maybe season opener or test and two night. Maybe we can put together a little grudge race and give you a chance to make that $500 back.
Yeah, I'm ready. So hopefully we gotta wait for motor and stuff still, but the plan is to be ready by the first one. So
you beat me in the dragster, maybe we can do a second race on foot, so I have a better chance.
No, maybe golf carts or trucks or something.
There you go. There you go. Pit vehicle race or something like that.
There you go.
Another thing for goals, like we said, I have a lot of goals as the track operator as well. You know, the racing side of it, I definitely want to get back in the driver's seat. That's the hardest thing about running a track, is that I had to give up driving.
Right.
And man, it's hard. My family gave up driving, and I want to get all of us back in the cars and racing. But our goals for, you know, the YDS side of it is we want to grow every event. You know, last year at the Menholt Classic, we broke the attendance record that we've ever had out there. So we had almost 2,000 people come out on Saturday, which was, you know, awesome. The stands were full. We were selling food, selling beer, selling shirts, full crowd for everybody to race in front of. So, you know, I would say a great goal to see if we can break that 2,000 mark in one day.
That'd be awesome. That'd be a great deal. I mean, I appreciate you guys coming down and taking the time to do this. So.
Yeah, no, appreciate you. You know, letting us come down to your shop and check everything out, and you know, really looking forward to the 2019 race season. It's a long winter, but that race season always sneaks up on us so fast. It's like you blink your eye and all of a sudden we're scrambling to get ready. So
yeah, no, it won't take long. You know, it's crazy how it sneaks up on you every year, but you know, unless something doesn't show up, we'll be excited to be out there for the Ed Dash race in May, and you know, everybody's looking forward to it. I think the winter's been long enough. We're ready to go race.
yeah, well, you know, we did both have our goals for the season, and hopefully we'll both be able to conquer and check off a few more things off of our list.
Yeah, no, I'll beat you on a side bet, and then go on for the rest of the year.
That would be his first for him. That would be a first if you actually beat me on one of
Yeah.
those. So
Yeah. No, so well, thanks for coming down, and look forward to it.
perfect, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for our next episode of the 406 Garage.